Hello friends, and welcome back to the channel. We all know Earth is our home, our beautiful blue marble in the vastness of space. But have you ever thought of it as a piece of real estate? And not just Earth, but land across different dimensions. Today, we're re-diving into the mind-boggling world of the most expensive plots of land you can imagine. We'll explore prices on our own planet, then journey out into the solar system, and finally, we'll even plug into the virtual metaverse. You might be surprised to learn that in each of these realms, a tiny piece of territory can cost millions, or even billions, of dollars. So, buckle up, because we're about to explore some seriously prime real estate. Let's start right here on Earth. When you think of expensive land, what comes to mind? Maybe a penthouse in New York or a villa in Monaco. Well, think bigger. The most expensive single property ever sold was a massive ranch in Texas, the W.T. Wagner Ranch, which went for about $725 million. But if we're talking price per square foot, nothing beats some locations in Hong Kong, where a tiny parking spot can cost over $1 million. It's incredible how much value we place on specific locations. It's not just about the soil beneath our feet. It's about prestige, access, and the unique opportunities a location offers. These prices show just how much a tiny slice of our planet can be worth. Now, let's blast off and look at the solar system. You might think, who owns space? Well, legally, nobody. The Outer Space Treaty of 1967 says that celestial bodies are the common heritage of mankind. But that hasn't stopped some creative entrepreneurs. One man, Dennis Hope, famously claimed ownership of the moon in the 1980s. And started selling lunar acres for about $20 a pop, while it's not legally binding. Millions of people have bought into the dream. Looking forward, the real value isn't in ownership, but in resources. Asteroids are packed with precious metals, like platinum and gold. One asteroid, named Psyche, is estimated to contain metals worth $10,000 quadrillion. That's more than the entire global economy. The race to mine these asteroids could create the world's first trillionaires, making land and space the ultimate future investment. Finally, let's jack into the digital world of the metaverse. It might sound like science fiction, but people are spending real money on virtual land. In platforms like Decentraland and the Sandbox, users can buy, sell, and build on digital plots. Just like in the real world, location is everything. A plot next to a celebrity-esque virtual mansion or a popular digital event space can sell for a fortune. In fact, one company spent $4.3 million on a patch of virtual land in the Sandbox. Why? To build virtual stores, host events, and sell digital goods. It's a whole new frontier for real estate, where the value is based on community, creativity, and digital foot traffic. The possibilities are truly endless. So there you have it, from a parking spot in Hong Kong to a mineral-rich asteroid and a plot of land in the metaverse. The concept of valuable territory is expanding in ways we never thought possible. What if I told you that a simple parking lot could be worth more than a small country's entire GDP? Welcome to the wild world of ultra-expensive real estate, where a patch of dirt can fetch billions of dollars. Today, we're redigging into the most expensive plots of land ever sold and exploring what makes them so unbelievably valuable. From bustling city centers to private island paradises, the prices will absolutely blow your mind. Let's start our journey in Hong Kong, a city famous for its skyline and equally famous for its astronomical real estate prices. Back in 2017, a major developer, Henderson Land, made headlines around the globe. They purchased a plot of land right in the city center for a staggering $3 billion. And what was on this priceless piece of earth? A skyscraper. A historic monument. No, it was a multi-story parking lot. But this wasn't just any parking lot. It was located in the absolute heart of Hong Kong's central business district, one of the most powerful financial hubs in the world. For developers, this wasn't just about buying land. It was about securing a strategic foothold in a place where every square inch is fiercely contested. The plan was to transform this concrete structure into a landmark office building, a testament to the city's commercial might. Fast forward to today, and Hong Kong's land prices are still touching the sky. In the most prestigious neighborhoods, a single square meter of land can cost upwards of $50,000 to $60,000. Think about that for a second. A space smaller than a tiny bathroom could cost more than a luxury car. Even with the Asian real estate market showing some signs of cooling down, the demand for prime real estate in Hong Kong's core remains absolutely frenzied. It's a classic case of supply and demand on steroids. There's only so much land, and everyone wants a piece of it. Now, let's leave the concrete jungle behind and escape to a world of sun, sand, and complete seclusion. I'm talking about private islands. For the ultra-wealthy, owning an island isn't just a luxury. It's the ultimate symbol of status and, more importantly, privacy. It's about creating your own personal kingdom, far from the prying eyes of the world. Just recently, in May 2024, a private island in Florida, called Tarpon Island, was sold for an eye-watering $152 million. For that price, the new owner didn't just get a plot of land surrounded by water. They got an exclusive, ready-made paradise. The property included a sprawling residence with its own private beach, a sparkling swimming pool, and, of course, uninterrupted ocean views. It's a turnkey escape, a place where you can land your helicopter and immediately start living the dream. And this isn't an isolated case. The demand for private islands is booming. The pandemic really supercharged this trend, as the world's wealthiest sought out safe, isolated havens. Popular spots for these island deals include the crystal-clear waters of the Bahamas and the Maldives, the idyllic Caribbean, and the beautiful coastlines of the United States. Owning an island is more than an investment in real estate. It's an investment in a lifestyle of unparalleled freedom and exclusivity. But what happens when one of the most prestigious addresses on the planet goes up for sale? Let's head to Beverly Hills, California, home to movie stars and billionaires. Here, we find the story of a legendary plot of land known simply as the Mountain. This isn't just a small lot. It's a massive 157-acre property, perched at the highest point in Beverly Hills, offering panoramic views of Los Angeles. At its peak, this undeveloped land was valued at an almost unbelievable $1 billion. It was marketed as the ultimate trophy property, a blank canvas for someone to build the most extravagant estate imaginable. The sales pitch was simple: own the crown jewel of Beverly Hills. However, the story of the Mountain is a cautionary tale. The property became entangled in a web of complex legal battles and financial problems involving its previous owners. The billion-dollar dream crumbled. After years of disputes, this legendary plot of land was shockingly sold at a foreclosure auction for a mere $100,000. Yes, you heard that right. From $1 billion to $100,000. It's a dramatic reminder that even in the world of high-stakes real estate, a prestigious location doesn't always guarantee a massive profit. Legal troubles can sink even the most valuable assets. Despite this incredible story, Beverly Hills remains one of the most expensive and desirable real estate markets in the world. Today, the price for a single acre of land in its most exclusive neighborhoods can easily top $5 to $10 million. So while the Mountain had its fall from grace, the allure of the 90,210 zip code is as strong as ever. Now, let's bring things back down to earth for a moment. Literally. We've talked about billions for city lots and millions for private islands. But what does normal land cost? To give you some perspective, let's look at the average cost of agricultural land in the United States. In 2025, the average price for an acre of farmland in the U.S. is around $4,350. That's the land that grows our food and supports our economy. When you compare that modest price to the $50,000 per square meter in Hong Kong, or the $10 million per acre in Beverly Hills, the gap is just staggering. It highlights the incredible premium placed on location, prestige, and potential. The value of land isn't just about the soil itself. It's about the story that comes with it. Is it in the heart of a global financial center? Is it a secluded paradise? Or is it a piece of Hollywood history? These are the factors that turn a simple plot of land into one of the most expensive assets on the planet. So, from a $3 billion parking lot in Hong Kong to a $100,000 mountain in Beverly Hills, the world of high-end real estate is as fascinating as it is extreme. It's a world of big risks, even bigger rewards, and prices that are truly out of this world. Have you ever looked up at the night sky and wondered, what's all that space worth? Not in a philosophical sense, but in actual dollars and cents. We were used to talking about real estate prices in New York, Tokyo, or London. But what if we looked a little higher? Let us take a cosmic journey and find out how much a piece of the universe might actually cost. First stop, our closest celestial neighbor, the moon. It's right there, a constant presence in our sky. So, can you buy a piece of it? Well, officially, no. The Outer Space Treaty of 1967 is very clear on this. It states that outer space, including the moon and other celestial bodies, is not subject to national appropriation by claim of sovereignty, by means of use or occupation, or by any other means. In simple terms, no country can own the moon, and therefore, no individual can either. But wait, if you do a quick search online, you'll find plenty of companies that seem to be selling lunar land. You can find offers for an acre of moon property for as little as $20 or $50. These companies will even send you a fancy-looking certificate, complete with your name and the coordinates of your plot. It feels official, right? The truth is, these certificates are really just souvenirs. They hold absolutely no legal weight. Think of it as buying a star and naming it after someone. It's a nice gesture, a fun novelty. But you don't actually own a giant bowl of burning gas millions of light years away. So, for now, your lunar deed is a fun conversation starter, not a legitimate property title. Let's venture further out into the asteroid belt. This is where things get really interesting, and the numbers become astronomical. Forget scenic views or a quiet neighborhood. The real value of space real estate isn't in the land itself, but what's asterisk in asterisk. Many asteroids are essentially flying treasure chests, packed with valuable resources. We're talking about platinum, gold, iridium, and other rare earth metals that are incredibly scarce and expensive here on Earth. How valuable are we talking? According to NASA estimates, a single well-chosen asteroid could contain resources worth trillions of dollars. That's trillions with a T. To put that in perspective, the entire global economy is around $100 trillion. So, one rock floating in space could hold a significant fraction of all the wealth on our planet. This isn't just science fiction anymore. Startups like Astroforge are already developing the technology to make asteroid mining a reality. They're designing spacecraft to rendezvous with these asteroids, analyze their composition, and figure out how to bring those precious materials back to Earth. We're still in the very early days, of course. Commercial asteroid mining isn't a market you can invest in on the stock exchange just yet. But the potential is mind-boggling. When we talk about plots in space, for asteroids, it's not about the acreage. It's about the mineral rights. Terrasse is on, not to own the rock, but to be the first to successfully mine it. The value of these space plots isn't measured in billions, but in trillions, potentially reshaping our entire global economy. This is the new gold rush, and the final frontier is the mine. Now, let's set our sights on the ultimate prize in interplanetary real estate. Mars. The red planet has captured our imagination for centuries, and thanks to pioneers like SpaceX, the idea of colonizing Mars is moving from fiction to a tangible engineering goal. Elon Musk's vision of a self-sustaining city on Mars is one of the most ambitious projects in human history. So, let's play along. Imagine a future where the first Martian settlement is established. What would real estate look like there? In the early days, a plot wouldn't be something you buy. It would be a habitat you're assigned, a small corner of a biodome that keeps you alive. But as the colony grows, as cities begin to form under massive domes or within lava tubes, a property market could emerge, and you can bet that the prices would be unlike anything we've ever seen. Think about it. What would be the value of the very first privately owned plot in the center of a Martian city? It would be a historic asset, its value far exceeding any earthly record. But on Mars, the old real estate mantra of location would have a whole new meaning. It wouldn't be about being close to the best schools or the trendiest cafes. Instead, value would be determined by access to life's most essential resources. A plot near a confirmed source of subsurface water ice would be priceless. A habitat with a more stable power supply or better radiation shielding would command a premium. Analysts predict that Martian real estate, UNP, valued by square footage, but by its proximity to water, energy, and life support systems. The first Martian real estate agents might be selling a 2-bedroom habitat with excellent atmospheric pressure and a view of the Olympus Mons caldera. So, from souvenir plots on the moon to trillion-dollar asteroids and the future cities of Mars, the concept of space ownership is evolving. While you can't legally buy a piece of the moon today, the future of space is shaping up to be the biggest and most valuable real estate market in human history. The cosmos is not just a void to be explored, but a resource to be utilized and, perhaps one day, a place to call home. The next time you look at the stars, remember you're not just looking at points of light. You're looking at the most valuable undeveloped real estate in the universe. What's the most expensive thing you can own? A mansion, a private jet. What about a piece of land? But I'm not just talking about land here on Earth. I'm talking about land in a place you can't physically touch. A world built entirely of code. Welcome to the wild, weird, and wonderful world of virtual real estate. You've probably heard of metaverses, these sprawling digital universes where people can work, play, and socialize. Well, just like in the real world, the hottest commodity in these virtual spaces is land. And a few years ago, the market for it went absolutely insane. Let's rewind to 2021 and 2022. This was the peak of the Metaverse gold rush. People weren't just dabbling. They were pouring serious money into virtual plots. Think of popular metaverses like Decentraland and the Sandbox. They're like digital cities, with streets, districts, and prime locations. During the boom, single plots of land in these worlds were selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I'm not talking about huge estates, just small squares of digital turf. Some of the sales were truly mind-boggling. A few deals hit the $2 to $3 million mark. Imagine telling someone you just spent the price of a luxury villa on something that only exists on a server. It sounds crazy, but for a moment, it was the new frontier of investment. Everyone wanted a piece of the action, believing they were getting in on the ground floor of the next internet. So, what happened next? As with many speculative booms, a correction was inevitable. The initial frenzy cooled down, and the market found a more stable, albeit lower, footing. Fast forward to today, 2024. The virtual real estate market is still a multi-billion-dollar industry. We are talking valuations, somewhere between $3 to $5 billion. That's a lot of digital dirt. While the astronomical peak prices have dropped, the market is far from dead. In fact, many experts are predicting steady and significant growth. Forecasts for the 2030s suggest the market could grow by 30 to 35% each year. This isn't just a fleeting trend. It's an evolving digital economy. So, what does a plot of virtual land cost now, in 2025? The prices are much more accessible than they were at the peak. On average, you could expect to pay anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000 for a plot. Just like in the real world, the price heavily depends on location. A plot in a high-traffic area, next to a major virtual venue or a popular brand's headquarters, will naturally command a higher price. It's all about location, location even, when the location is just a string of coordinates in cyberspace. But why would anyone buy this land in the first place? Is it just for bragging rights? Not at all. People and companies are actually using this virtual land for some pretty cool things. It's becoming a new stage for entertainment, commerce, and art. Major companies are already setting up shop in the metaverse. Samsung, for example, built a virtual version of its flagship store in December. You can walk in with your avatar, browse their latest products, and participate in digital events. It's a completely new way to engage with customers. It's not just retail either. The music industry is jumping in. Artists are holding virtual concerts where fans can attend as avatars from anywhere in the world. Imagine a concert with no lines, no bad views, and pyrotechnics that defy the laws of physics. That's the promise of metaverse events. Global brands are also buying up plots for advertising and hosting exclusive events. Think of it as a new kind of digital billboard, but one you can walk into and interact with. They're creating immersive experiences, scavenger hunts, and art exhibitions, all designed to capture the attention of a new, digitally native generation. This isn't just a gimmick. It's a strategic move to be present where their audience is spending time. Now, let's put this all into perspective. How does the value of virtual land stack up against the most expensive land in the physical world and even beyond? Area on Earth, the competition for prime real estate is fierce. One of the most expensive land deals in history happened in Hong Kong, where a single plot of government land sold for a staggering $3 billion. That's for a physical piece of ground you can stand on, in one of the most densely populated cities in the world. But what if we look beyond our planet? Let's go to space. Asteroids, those giant rocks floating in our solar system, are packed with valuable resources. A single, resource-rich asteroid could contain precious metals worth trillions of dollars. In a future where space mining becomes a reality, these asteroids could be the most valuable real estate in the cosmos. So we have earthly land worth billions, and asteroids worth trillions. Where does the metaverse fit in? We've seen individual plots sell for several $1 million, and the entire market is already valued in the billions. That's a significant figure for something that is essentially a collective agreement about the value of pixels. This comparison reveals something fascinating about the concept of value itself. The value of land, whether it's a plot in Hong Kong, a mineral-rich asteroid, or a square in Decentraland, doesn't just come from its material worth. It's driven by a combination of factors: scarcity, prestige, and our collective belief in its future potential. The plot in Hong Kong is valuable because land there is incredibly scarce and desirable. The asteroid is valuable because of the rare resources it holds and the future technology that might unlock them. And the virtual land, its value comes from the belief that the metaverse will be the next great social and economic platform. It's a bet on the future of human interaction. So, what can we take away from all this? Land, in its many forms, can be one of the most valuable resources we know. But its price tag isn't just about soil, rock, or code. It's about the story we tell ourselves about its worth. It's about the place, the time, and most importantly, how much we believe in its value. Whether it's the ground beneath our feet, the stars above our heads, or the digital worlds we create. The quest for a place to call our own is a fundamental part of the human experience. And as technology continues to blur the lines between the physical and the digital, the definition of land will only continue to expand in ways we can only begin to imagine. What do you think? Is virtual land a brilliant investment, or just a passing fad? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this journey into the digital frontier, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more videos. See you in the next one.